Hi everyone, you got Frankenfoot, and for the very first time ever, I am putting a successful air attack on YouTube. I've had a few of these work in the past, but never with a base with max defenses. I don't think, because I just don't do that many air attacks, but I got this one to work out. And not only did this work out, this was an absolute just carnage, destruction, merciless death of horrendousness. I don't think I've ever had this many troops left over at the end of an attack. So the reason I'm going for air here is because you've got downed X-bows. And it makes me very sad that people are putting X-bows down, because I have spent a lot of time practicing GoBoLaLoon and practicing HPHB. And HPHB, I've gotten them to work with downed X-bows, but it's a bit harder. GoBoLaLoon, that's really bad with downed X-bows, because your golems can get petered out real quick thanks to those X-bows. And X-bows are actually also really wicked for hogs, just because they have so much health. If you don't have a lot of hogs coalescing on an X-bow at once, and especially if that X-bow is not distracted by a golem, they can tear through your hogs even in a heal spell. So downed X-bows are a sad, sad thing. But I managed to circumvent them in this case. So when I looked at this base, what are my objectives? If I'm going to do an air attack, I want to get at least 2 air defenses down. Let me go ahead and I'll hit replay so you guys can go ahead and see what my army composition was. Dude. Also look at that timer. I got it to work, but I didn't have that much time left over. I had plenty of troops, but whew, yeah, I was cutting it close there. That's partly because I spent a lot of time on the Queen Walk, which usually happens with the Queen Walk, usually cutting it pretty close on time. But anyways, it got it to work here. So I want to take down at least 2 air defenses, and unfortunately these guys are clustered right around the X-bows themselves. So if I got a kill squad that's going to take these things out, I'm going to have to send them in at the X-bows themselves. The other thing is I've got my queen over here. So those are and also my clan castles down here. So your targets are air defenses, clan castle, queen, then you can proceed with the air portion of your attack. So what I decided to do was I'm going to drop my queen right here. Right there. And a couple healers right there, 4 healers to keep her going. And I'm going to drop a baby dragon exactly right here. And he's just going to help with the funnel. And so the queen's going to park her right here for quite a while. And she's going to eventually move in once these buildings are gone and step into the range of the enemy queen. And the enemy queen's only level 10. And mine's level 30. And she's going to have healers on her. So even with 1 cannon firing on my queen, she should probably be in pretty good shape. The king is just going to be barely out of range once my queen stepped in this direction, so he's not going to be a problem. And also, I'm sending the baby dragon in here. I expect him to take out this building, hopefully this building. After that, at some point in time, I think he will lock on the king and chase him around and ultimately move into here and meet his demise, thanks to that air defense, which is okay. I also had a backup plan in case the queen decided to walk in the other direction, which they have been known to do many, many times. My attack strategy can still hold, because these bases are kind of symmetrical in the way they're laid out. Even though this is a little bit different over here, but we'll get to that. But the same strategy could have worked had they gone and my queen walked the wrong way. You really didn't want to do that, though, because look at all these storages. These are the high hit point buildings, which are kind of the enemy of the queen walk, so to speak. But the queen's going to pop out, take out the queen here. She actually ended up taking out the king too, so God bless her. And then you look at the clan castle. She's going to have to walk all the way up to the wall to get these guys. And so at some point in time, she will be standing in this area, and she will get the clan castle pull. It's a fresh hit, but these guys have been doing a dragon, an archer, and wizards or something to that effect in their clan castle. So it's nothing that I couldn't handle with a queen walk and 1 poison spell. In the event that it's a hound or something, I'll drop a wizard just to help her along. But she's going to keep walking in this direction, And about the time she's turning the corner here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a golem And I very precisely dropped the golem right here, because my intent was the golem needs to walk this way around this building and go here. Unfortunately, he did not do that. He walked around in this direction, and the reason I wanted him to go this way is because of this archer tower here. This archer tower will lock onto him if he's in this area here beating on the wall, but he will not if he's over here. Unfortunately, the golem walked the wrong way, and my funnel wasn't quite what I wanted, but it all worked out. Actually, let's see. Well, I thought I needed him to tank for this archer tower, because I could have. What I ended up doing was dropping wizards to try to take out some of these buildings. 2 wizards just to help with the funnel. Looks like I could have actually dropped them all the way out over here, but I elected not to. Anyway, well, it worked out. Shouldn't have been as worried about that archer tower as I was. Anyway, but so golem over here, starting a funnel over here. Now on the left side of this base, the queen's going to have moved all the way over here, so it's not even a funnel at that point. It's just gone. So I'm going to drop a king on whatever these buildings are left, and maybe help him move in the left direction once these guys are gone. And I'm going to drop the bowlers around wherever the queen is and wall break into here. And eventually everything is going to want to move into this compartment here. And now I'm going to have a golem coming in, bowlers behind it. These 2 air defenses should be gone. They'll probably take out that Expo too. But he's going to have put a big hurting on that golem, so I hope the golem's probably going to have popped by now. Hopefully he's still alive. Then once this guy's gone, once these air defenses are gone, what I found works is if you're queen walking in this direction, you're sending your queen into here and eventually moving into the base in this direction, go ahead and send your air portion of the attack behind, or just right in front of that, because your balloons are going to wipe out all these defenses, and that's going to keep your queen alive to help gut the core, and in this case bowlers and everything else too. Help gut the core and keep them alive for cleanup at the end. Anything else I found has not been quite as strong as that. I've been practicing this on raids with, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but every time it seems to work, that's what works best. Send the air attack in just as the next step of where the queen would want to walk if she were going all the way around the base. So I'm going to send 1 hound in from this direction with balloons behind it. And the hound, if you look at what's in range of this air defense, that wizard tower may not be, but if the balloons are behind it, they'll probably take that out rather quickly. He's going to tank for this archer tower, this wizard tower, this archer tower, and this air defense here. However, I'm going to zap quick this air defense, so I'm going to have 2 hounds and only 1 air defense left, and that's going to be this guy here. And the balloon should be able to wipe that out. Now, I wasn't intending to have a rage left. I brought 2 rages for the queen walk just to help her along when she needed. If she needed help on the heroes or if she needed help with the clan castle, I was going to drop a rage. If I had 1 left, I was going to drop it in here, but I ended up having 2 left, so I actually did rage onto the air defense here. But I did that so late that it really didn't make a difference. They were there anyway. But I had to been a little more present of mind, I could have done that a little more quickly. And then the hound's going to want to move around in this direction with the balloons behind it. I'll have some kill squad left, hopefully, and so damage will ensue. And I'm saving 2 wizards for cleanup. And notice this guy here. This guy could have really been bad if I didn't catch him there at the end. So that's the plan. Queen walk, take out at least the queen. I don't care if the king survives because it's an air attack. Move in this direction. Once the queen's rounding the corner, golem here, start the funnel, wall break in, send in the king. And bowlers about where the queen is, move in, take out these air defenses, then start the air portion of the attack. First hound coming in from this direction, balloons behind it. Second hound coming in from this direction to help tank for these guys here. 1 or 2 more balloons behind it. Hold on to 2 balloons just at the end. One nice trick you can do is if you've got a bunch of balloons moving in this direction, I've seen people drop a balloon in this direction, and the wizard tower start firing over here and sacrifice 1 balloon so the others may live. I knew to do that, but I didn't do that fast enough, but I tried. God help me, I tried. And I've also seen helpful to hold on to some balloons at the end, because you don't know where you might need wacky cleanup if you're running low on time, which I did. Anyway, there you go. I've talked for 9 minutes. Holy snots, let's watch this attack. There comes the queen. And I think that's the thing about air attacks, is it just requires a lot of planning and a lot of precision, but when you get it to work, you can really just murder mercilessly these bases. It's the same thing for a queen walk. You got to have planning, And you got to get it done, and she's vulnerable. But when it works, my goodness, you can just wipe the floor with people. So Queen is down. Tesla pops up, already pulling out the clan castle. Poison goes down. Sitting, got my finger over her ability button just in case she needs it. I'm keeping a close eye on it, but she's able to pull through that. Notice a Tesla popped up there too that she took out. So now she's working on the cannon. And that was the other reason I decided to move in this direction. Not a whole lot of point defense on her at once. King comes in. Again, I'm watching the health. I've got her ability left, but she doesn't need it. Whatever. She's a level 30 queen. She's got healers behind her. She's going to spend a lot of time on that storage, but there's nothing that can hurt her there, so I didn't really care too much about it. She's got the archer tower, but that's it. So she's moving in. She's taking care of the major things. She's about to round the corner. So at some point in time, I'm going to drop my golem in up here. And there he is. And you see, even though I dropped him here, he still moved in this direction, so he did not tank for that archer tower. So I dropped my wizards closer behind him than I would have liked to. Otherwise, the funnel wouldn't have been as wide, but it turned out not to matter. Wall breakers come in, and of course they split, because why would you drop 3 wall breakers in the same place and have them move to the same piece of the wall? That would make no sense. So King comes in, bowlers somewhere behind the queen. Things move in here. I still have both rage spells, surprisingly. So I go ahead and drop the rage. And I kind of got lucky. My golem's already popped, but my healers move in and start healing everything up in a rage spell. So everything's at full health. Beautiful. So out comes my first hound. I'll actually send him in from that direction. 4 balloons behind him. Second hound comes in. I should send some more balloons in, I think. If I had presence of mind, I would have done that. And I should have dropped a rage spell here, but it turned out not to matter so much. Zapped Quake that second air D, as you could have seen there. And wreckage ensues. Yeah. So balloons are doing great. They're taking stuff out. They still got a hound tanking for them. That's where I could have been quicker. You see, I dropped a balloon here to try to distract that wizard tower, but I didn't quite do it. So things are pretty much done here. I've got 2 wizards in the bank and a balloon. I'm going to drop a wizard up on that builder's hut. There he is. And drop another balloon right here, just because I noticed I had more kill squad coming there. And that is all she wrote. Wowee! I still have a healer up. I still have a hound that didn't pop. Almost all my balloons were up, and I think I had every single bowler that was in the clan castle still up and running. So yeah, that was beautiful. Wowee! I might not hate air attacks from now on, but I probably will, because it just too much stuff has to go right, and I'm too you know, nervous for this game. Like, my hand's shaking during war attacks. I take it way too seriously. But yeah, so that was a very successful air attack. I don't see a lot of single Zapquake LaLoon attacks, but it worked for me here. And now that they've buffed balloons, you might see a lot more of these balloon attacks coming down the pipeline. So it really behooves me to practice this and get better. All right, well, there you go. And that's it for Frankenfoot. That was my thoughts. That's how it worked out. And let's call it a day. Except for I got another war attack I got to plan. So other than that, we'll call it a day. Adios, muchachos.